Dynasty owners, welcome back to the channel with your boy Jay Pounds. It's another week of rebuilding, guys. We're gonna hit this stuff hard this off season, like we did last off season. Hoping for many more off seasons to come. I know it might get repetitive for some of you, but I try to keep it fresh and new ideas and things like that. And I hope you guys appreciate that as much as I appreciate y'all. Before we jump into things, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment down below. It helps out a ton with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps push the content to a broader audience, which in return helps Dynasty Owner grow. The more it grows, the more fun we have, the more things we can do, things like that. So please do that. It's greatly appreciated. But before we jump in here, I just want to kind of hit on what we're going to cover for the next couple weeks. And basically today we're going to be doing a video of the Dynasty Owner store. The title of this is, do you want to make some money playing Dynasty Owner? And basically I'm going to cover the teams for sale, the orphan teams, and things like that. So with that, over the next couple weeks, today I will be picking an orphan team for myself to buy, and I will be rebuilding that team through a series of videos and articles and things like that. So that will be a video I will release in 2 weeks on the orphan team that I'm going to purchase for today's video. And next week, one of our great users here at Dynasty Owner, Brian Peck, I'm sure you guys see him here and there on Twitter. He's a diehard Steelers fan like I am. I'm going to was asking quite a few questions on one of his rebuilding teams, and I figured instead of answering all that on Twitter, why not have him on here and put his team on display for all of you, and you guys can help with some input too, as well as myself. So next week I'm going to, as long as our schedules align, I will have him on. If I'm not able to have him on regardless, I will still do his team. I'll be communicating with him through Twitter if not, but I'm hoping, it sounds like our schedules will align and he'll be able to join me for a video next week on his team. The week after that, as I said, I will be doing the orphan team, and then I'm hoping to have either Bryce or Eli on to do their team the week after that, and then I'll start jumping into to some maybe some rookie stuff, a little bit for rebuilding owners, or something like that. Maybe some buy sell holds for the different divisions and stuff like that. So we'll see. I got a lot in the works for you guys. I hope you guys are liking this. Please, feel free to let me know if you guys like the way I do, like how I broke Steve's team down last week. If you guys are interested in seeing a lot more of that, I do have a lot of that planned this summer. So I hope you guys are interested, but if you are not for some reason, please let me know. For me, the main goal with that is just kind of to get you guys different views on how people run their teams. Dynasty Owner is a very touchy sport or game, whatever you want to call it, as far as value goes. I've noticed just some people value, the contract doesn't seem to matter. They just value the player. Some people value the contract. Some people value both. It's a very wide range of outcomes. And I just think the more teams you guys see broke down, the more trades they make, the more moves they're thinking about that I'm talking to them about, the better idea you guys kind of get what you can get in a trade and things like that, and just a better idea of maybe how to rebuild your team personally. Maybe you're someone like Steve who doesn't care to rebuild teams, and now you're kind of stuck having to do it, and you need a little bit of guidance, and kind of just, you're stuck on where to start at. That's the hardest part in a rebuild, is trying to figure out where to start and what to do and things like that. So that'll be the next few weeks, and I'm probably most of the off season. Honestly, I got a lot of other stuff that I'll mix in here and there. I don't want to do those every single week, but it's looking like the next 3 weeks will probably be breakdowns of teams, depending on if Bryce or Eli are free that third week. If not, we'll figure something out from there. Enough of me rambling. Let's go ahead and hit the Super Bowl real quick. I won't spend much time on this at all because we got four orphan teams to look through here at the end of this, and we got to decide on one of them. But the Super Bowl, man, we got the Rams and the Bengals, and it just doesn't sound right saying the Bengals in the Super Bowl. It feels like we're living in a game of Madden. I seen a picture of the field the other day. I had the Super Bowl logos. I had the Rams in one end zone and the Bengals in the other, and it just looked weird. I'm 33. I've never seen an Ohio team in the Super Bowl, so it's a new experience for me, and I guess it's part of being a younger football fan. But all of that said, guys, I got the Rams winning this one. The Bengals' biggest strengths, or the Bengals' biggest weaknesses, are the Rams' biggest strengths, and I just don't think that plays out. And even the Bengals' biggest strengths are still the Rams' strengths. Like the Bengals' biggest strengths are probably, I mean, obviously Joe Burrow's a strength, but outside of that, Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon, those are their big time strengths. T. Higgins is a little bit of an X factor. Jalen Ramsey has all the capability in the world to shut down Jamar Chase, and that defensive line for the Rams can definitely contain Joe Mixon. So if they're able to do those two things, I just don't see it working out well. And then the biggest weakness for the Bengals is their offensive line, and the biggest strength for the Rams is their defensive line. They got Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller. It's just unbelievably stacked. And for an offensive line that gave up 9 sacks to the Titans, it just, I don't see it working out well for them. And another crazy stat from that 9 sack Titan day: the Bengals didn't turn the ball over at all that day. If the Rams get 4 or 5 sacks, it's going to lead to a turnover or two, and it's just that offensive line has to play out of their mind in order for it to happen. It's possible, big game, nerves. I mean, all that's going to factor in. But at the end of the day, I got the Rams winning that one, 31-21. Enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump into the buying and selling of Dynasty owner teams. This is one of my favorite little aspects of Dynasty owner, and it's just because you can literally make money playing fantasy football, and you don't even have to win. Really, you don't even have to play. You can make money and never even set a lineup. You just go draft solid young teams that have decent cap space and sell them for $150 a pop, and they'll probably sell like candy as long as you get these teams looking good and you figure out a good draft pattern and stuff like that. You could probably make a pretty good coin. Once draft season hits. Right now, we have 50 teams in our Dynasty Owner store, ranging from $20 as the cheapest team to $500 for the most expensive teams. I have seen teams sell for around that. I don't keep track of that, what teams sell and things like that all that much. But there was a certain situation. There were some teams in the item or in the Dynasty Owner store, and then they weren't, and that means they sold, and they sold for a pretty good chunk of change. So it's definitely possible. I also feel once this kind of takes off a little bit, and once more people realize that it's here and what it is, I think it's gonna do well, and I think it's gonna be one of the more relevant features of Dynasty Owner. I think it's going to be what brings people in. You're able to draft a good team and sell it, and literally only pay the entry fee, and then make $100. If you can do that 10 times, you made $1,000. Like I see that drawing some attention. So really, what I just wanted to hit there is just go ahead and go on the app or the website dynastyowner.com and just kind of peek around through there, see what people got their team valued as. You're not going to find any $500 teams that don't have good quarterbacks or running backs or receivers. They're all going to be pretty well stacked and should be competing for a championship, especially at that price. But you will also, like I said, there's $20 teams. You're going to find the bottom of the barrel teams and middle of the road teams. It really just depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a challenge, maybe go in there and spend a 20 spot and get yourself a nice rebuild. Or maybe you're like, next year I'm planning on winning. Let's spend, 60, 70, $80 and get myself a team that's got some very nice young pieces with some draft picks moving forward, and we'll go from there. You can anything you really want. So go ahead, just tell some friends about the Dynasty Owner Store. They do take a 10% fee. It's not much, just for buying and selling on the platform. But really, there's only one other site, and I can't even think of the name of it off the top of my head that does this type of thing, and they do very, very well. So this is definitely something I think you guys should tell your friends about if you're wanting them to join Dynasty Owner or things like that. And a side note, you do not have to have a team or buy a team to look at the store or to buy a team from the store. Obviously, you have to have a team to sell one, but you can come on here risk free, check out the teams, see if you want to buy any, and you don't even have to be an owner yet. So that's a great part about it. That's all I'm really going to talk about on this. I really, really encourage you guys to go ahead and go on there and check it out for yourself. It is an awesome, awesome little thing about Dynasty Owner. And like I said, I really think it's going to blow up at some point, and you definitely want to be part of it when it does. Up after that, we have how to pick an orphan team. I'm not going to spend much time about this because we're going to talk a lot about it when we go over these next teams. But really, when you're picking an orphan team, it's there's no right answer to this question. It's basically personal preference. What do you want? What kind of challenge are you looking for? Are you wanting a very long, tough rebuild that you're going to have to grind out a lot of trades, pick up a bunch of free agents, and trade them for thirds, and then throw those thirds into a second, package that second with another free agent for a first, and things like that. You just got to get crazy with some of these rebuilds. Or do you want, a relatively easy rebuild, something that's going to take you 1 or 2 years and hopefully not be too stressful on you or whatever you want to call it. Usually orphan teams, I'm going to be honest with you, there's not a lot of those. As far as orphan teams goes, you will find them sometimes. I found a team that should have won a championship this year. Injuries and COVID kind of got me. That was an orphan team. So it's definitely possible. It can happen. Owners have good teams and just don't want to play no more, and that team becomes an orphan team. But my suggestion there, if you're looking for a little bit more of a well-rounded team, check out the store. If you're looking for a tough challenge, the orphan team is the perfect place to be. And really, what I look for when picking an orphan team is draft picks, and players that I can trade for draft capital, and then building blocks. If it's got 1 or 2 building blocks and then 4 or 5 players I can trade to gain a bunch of draft capital, I'm all for it. If it's just got a bunch of draft capital and no players, I'm probably going to take that too. But really, I like to find the teams with maybe like Travis Kelsey, Devonta Adams, player Cooper Cup, players you're going to trade if you're rebuilding. Right now I would trade all 3 of those guys. If I'm in a long-term rebuild, I'm trading Jonathan Taylor right now. So I like players like that, so I can haggle out some deals. I'm a big time haggler. If any of you ever traded with me, you'll know that. I go back and forth a ton. I'm sure it turns some people off, but I just love the process of it. I love the feeling of you getting an extra third out of me and me getting an extra third out of you, or something stupid like that. It's just the process I enjoy of it, and like I said, if you've traded with me, you know that, because I rarely do I accept a first offer or even a second offer at that. But yeah, that's what you're looking for orphan teams, basically, when you're picking them out. And let's go ahead and jump into the third and final segment for today. That is help me pick an orphan team. As we just went over, we know what we're looking for here. Let me go ahead and screen share for y'all. I'm going to go ahead and leave my face a little tiny down here. We'll pull the help me pick an orphan team off. And let's go ahead and hang on, let me move this to a new window real quick so I can still see y'all. All right, orphan teams. Right here is the Dynasty Owner Store. We'll cover this real quick. I want to get through this relatively quickly here. New team for 2022, self-explanatory. Orphan teams right here. This is where you click to view all your orphan teams. Renew your subscription. Let's say right now you're getting this stuff for to renew your subscription. Bam, right there, you can do that. And then fill by owner. I will go over these very quickly with you. I'm not going to go into any of the teams, but here is our teams for sale listed. As you can see, like I said, we got 50 of them. There's a lot to choose from. Here's the most expensive one at 500. Here's a $100 team. I'm going to scroll through it. You guys can pause it and check out these players. I'm not going to read them off or anything, but here's what a $100 team looks like in this owner's eyes. Jonathan Taylor, I see right there. Najee Harris. This is definitely a $100 team, guys. Very nice team. Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill. You're looking at a championship next year for this. For $100, it's definitely worth it. Maybe even a chase for the ring run. You never know if you can build it right. And depends on what players hit. Let's be honest. Let's see here. Let's go back to the Dynasty Owner Store and the orphan teams, what we're all here for. I have looked through these a little bit. I am leaning towards T-Money 4707. That is the team I'm leaning towards. We'll go through that one last. This one, TB Little Penis. That's his name. He's got Rodgers, Daniel Jones, Jordan Love. I'm not going to read every player. I'll just hit the prominent ones. Chris McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, Darrell Williams, Ty Johnson, AJ Green, Christian Kirk, Curtis Samuel. There's some cap space if you need it, unless you want to hold on to him. We got Oh man, that's about it as far as wide receivers. Brian Edwards and then Jonnu and Dawson Knox as your tight ends. Not too bad. But the problem here is no first round picks for the next 2 years. So that's definitely a team I'm not really looking to get into there. As far as Lieutenant Dan's missing legs, we got Darnold and Jones at QB, Sanders, CEH, James White, ETN at the running, Ramondre Stevenson at the running back spot. Allen Robinson, I'm surprised he kept him all year. Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins, Visca, Jalen Rager, Devonta Smith, Adam Troutman, Hunter Henry, and Brevin Jordan. That one doesn't look too bad. Draft picks all still there at the number 4 spot. I did like this team. It wasn't terrible. It's definitely something I could work with there. This team here, we have Maynooth Volunteers. We got Cam Newton, Bridgewater, Trevor Lawrence, Chris Carson. Only 4 rostered running backs. This is very, very interesting between Phillip Lindsay, Carson, Boston Scott, and Gainwell. That's an interesting strategy. You got Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, Kendrick Bourne, Tim Patrick, Bateman, and really nobody that I like in the tight end. Alberto, Austin Hooper, Jawan Johnson, and Jacob Harris. Nobody I'm really interested in there. I did not like this team all that much. Let's go ahead and hit the last one. Team Money 4707. Got Sam Darnold, Russ, and Jordan Love. Alvin Kamara, who is in a bit of hot water right now, but it's still Alvin Kamara. Chris Carson, Jeff Wilson, Tony Jones, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, DK Metcalf, Brian Edwards, Darnell Mooney, Marquez Callaway, Josh Palmer, and then you got Higbee, Arnold, and Schultz and Johnson at the tight end spot. This is, like I said, the team I'm leaning towards. Draft picks are all still there. Number 3 in the draft. So that's the team I'm leaning for. Let me know which team you guys think I should choose. I don't think I hit the Maynooth Volunteers draft picks. We'll go through them. He does have all of his draft picks, as well as 2 first-round picks in 2023 and the number 1 overall pick in 2022. So let's go ahead. We'll narrow this down to 3. You guys help me out. Help me decide between the 3. Lieutenant Dan's missing legs, Maynooth Volunteers, or T-Money 4707. Which one do you guys think? Go ahead and check those out on your own if you'd like, and then just let me know at JPounds NFL on Twitter, and we will get a team picked out here. As I said, I'm leaning towards T-Money 4707. But I'm a little interested in that Maynooth, man. I'm not a big running back guy in rebuilds, and that one interests me. So we'll see. I am interested in the missing legs too. You never know. But guys, that is all I got for this week. Went a little longer than I wanted to. I apologize for that, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please check out the Dynasty Owner store, www.dynastyowner.com. It is an excellent little addition to Dynasty Owner. It's been there the whole time. You guys probably just haven't seen it if you're watching this. So please go ahead and check that out if you will. And other than that, guys, that's all I got. Stay safe out there, and good luck on your 2022 chase for the ring. We'll see you next.